Hey everybody, it's the Doctor here. Bit late this week for videos just because I was waiting for the official release to come out in English, but this episode is dedicated to chapter 811 of One Piece, Roko. Not quite sure what that's going to be like in English because we're recording before it's come out anyway, but we'll see how it comes along. And we open up with a nice little cover page here. Looks like they're all coming back from a shopping trip.
Yeah.
They're all packed up there. We got monkeys doing the unloading. Got the mini Mary.
Yeah.
Sanji's drinking lady coffee.
Oh, yeah. All women are great. Or
Well,
great.
well,
Oh, gods.
Well,
Goddesses, I'm assuming.
I don't know. It looks like a GR to me. Either way. Then they've got a big old bag of oranges, tangerines for presumably Nami. Let's see here. Clothes. The flowers don't look like Brooke style, but whatever.
It's no, by the way.
Yep. It's here.
Yeah, so we start the day. Oh, we start with 10 days ago.
Yep. And Caesar is gleeful as ever about the fact that the gas seems to be actually pretty effective.
Yeah, he's not going to be a Starhead, guys. Come on.
Yeah. He points out that the name of the gas is Koro, not to be confused with Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom. It's like,
Oh,
yeah, but it does have the same pun, which is like to kill.
yeah. So he's basically like, let's try not to save them because the Mings are infamous for two things: their prowess in battle and their hatred of humans. So we'd be better off leaving them the way they are, and we don't want to save them and have them, attack us or whatever. But I'm like, wait. So
well, also right before that, like Chopper gets mad at him. He's like, "What was that for? It's not like I would want to fire the thing. If you hadn't invented it, these people wouldn't be suffering in the first place."
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
This is some banner. But I mean, like, so the thing that caught my attention was he believes that the Mings hate humans. But I'm like, do they?
Well, that seems to be the popular opinion because even Law was thinking that at first.
Yeah, but I mean, that's this thing. There's one thing to have to assume it, and there's nothing to say they're infamous for it. So that means they're actually proven that that's the thing. Like,
it could be people that mostly encountered like the Night Band, which seemed to be a lot more fierce, ferocious.
or possibly that maybe the people who relayed back that information were attacking the Mings, and therefore that's why they had a negative opinion of them. But I mean, like they've shown that they don't care about the whole race thing. So I don't know why. I mean, Caesar's he's a scientist, and so you think that he would actually take information data seriously. He wouldn't go through assumptions.
I think we've long since seen that he's not a very good scientist.
Well, no, he's not. He's morally. He's an immoral scientist, but he's still, a scientist nonetheless.
Yeah, but still, in any case, like I said, that's around this point the elephant washes itself, so the place gets flooded. And then we kind of come into around the point where we saw, right around the point where we saw them earlier, like when we saw it before, like where Sanji defeats Sheepshead and chases them all away.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Caesar is annoyingly is under protest. Is what I'm looking for. The dispelling the gas. If the killing gas is called Koro, so he's calling this Roko to neutralize it.
Yeah.
And then
it's basically backwards.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's Chopper. So wait, no. Then we go back to Brooke and Nami and Sanji, and Momosuke.
Yeah, like I said,
so
Sanji.
Damage, basically.
Yeah, they are gonna stop and help them, but Sanji does warn them that if according to the gas brain, the Minks are possibly a violent bunch, and if that turns out to be true, they might regret doing this, but they're going to do it anyway. Of course, at that moment, Wanda attacks Nami,
and basically Wanda's weakened and all that, and she's starting. She's basically Nami is like, no wait, leave this to me, and she takes down Wanda, but Wanda has a bomb, and she's like ready to blow them up, and it's because she basically thinks that they're members of Kaido's group.
They're with Jack basically.
Yeah, Jack. And so she basically says, why do you keep doing this? Blah blah blah. This is country hundreds of old. Why would you keep doing this? And then Tristan says that no, these are not with Jack, so they're okay. And also that they're the ones who basically got the poison that gas to go away.
Yeah.
And then Wanda's like, oh yeah.
She's now just noticing the gas is gone.
Yeah.
So basically, everyone's vouching for them.
Yeah.
So I wonder, they don't know that Caesar's the one who dispelled it or created it in the first place.
Yeah.
But at this point,
let's not tell him that.
I like this next part here though, because Chopper pretty much just takes charge. He pretty much gets in everybody's case. Like they don't have a lot of time. Like if they don't get these people treated fast, it could be impossible to treat. So if they're going to save people, they got to get things going now.
Remember when the same thing happened in the Fishman arc, but it was so weird because it was because of Nonchalani's nosebleed. It was weird.
Yeah. Actually, what this reminds me of was like the fight with Oars, where Chopper like throws his medical know-how out to save the day there too.
Is that the original Oars?
The zombie Oars, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I skipped, so I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, basically, Chopper gives advice on how to proceed with the battle, like attacking parts of his body that were injured or had to be repaired and things like that. Okay. And it ends up leaving him vulnerable at the critical moment when Luffy leases his final attack.
Awesome.
It's also on Chopper's advice that they straighten him up so they can do the spine cracking.
So basically, and Wanda starts crying because they're actually going to save them, and Mommy's like, "Yeah, we're not going to abandon any one of you." And then we go into this whole montage of them making the antidote. Caesar helping, by the way.
Under protest, I'm sure.
Sorry?
Under protest, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you can tell from his face.
Mm-hmm.
So they basically save everyone, and
you can also see Nami with Beppo.
Yeah. And let's see, more montages, some crying,
real quick,
everyone's cheering.
During the montage, do you see Brook like performing like treating somebody, and the nurse is like wiping the sweat off his brow, but he has no sweat. He has no glands to sweat with.
Well, there's the joke. There you go.
Yo.
So anyway, we get more people getting saved. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Still, like all around, awesome and heartwarming on the Straw Hats parts. Like Frankie is just when we come back to the present, Frankie's just in tears, like we would expect him to be. Like you guys are like Minkatarians. And like Wanda's like just super affectionate towards Nami.
Yeah. The shipping can already happen, I guess. Hey, they exchange clothes, I guess.
Yeah, it's like I could actually probably see that between them. But
actually, I don't know if they exchanged, but I know Nami gave her clothes.
Yeah.
Or what little of it was to give. It's just like a bikini. But so basically, she's like, "Yeah, I'm so happy that you saved us, even though we're just strangers." This Jack guy's pissing me off, and they don't believe that Jack is actually. Wanda doesn't believe Jack is actually dead because.
Brooke mentioned the obituary, but Wanda's like, if you'd seen him fight, you wouldn't think it for a second.
And then there's no way they're gonna waste off $1 billion, Barry guy just like that. He's gonna come back. He might be like in the ocean somewhere, and he's like maybe climbing back onto the elephant, because his ship's destroyed. So.
Yep. Yeah, and at this point, Chopper decides he wants to go do a checkup on the Cat Viper and the Guardians at the Whale Forest. Wanda's going to go with him because apparently she's not subject to the whole sleep from 6 to 6 thing. Like she's
it was kind of obvious to see when I was like, wait a second, why is she asleep?
Yeah, the way she describes they call her a ruler's bird, like in the manga stream translation, which basically I take it that she's like a middleman. She goes between them to give information between the two of them.
Yeah.
And she even notices like she's going to tell him that the dog storm is all right, but she knows she laughs out the fact that it'll probably just be dismissed as unneeded information.
Yeah, because they don't like each other. I actually want to point out something that if we can find the arm, can't Law put it back?
Well,
or leg.
It might not. It might be too late for that if the arm's rotted or anything by now.
Oh, well, okay. Because I was just thinking to myself, it's been like 2 days. So I don't. Is it rotted that bad?
Well, no, it's been over a week.
Oh, okay, week. Well, no, because they had 5 days, and I don't think the leg was chopped off until after they got captured.
Well, they're about to come onto that, because I think we'll get that on the last page. I think they'll give us like a timeline there.
Okay.
But it was like they want to note that it's a full moon, but they're lucky because it seems to be hidden by the clouds, which is ominous because that's the second or third time now we've had it referred to a moonlit night being problematic.
So,
Zora wants to go back to the story because Sanji and Caesar haven't disappeared from it yet.
Yeah, and they're basically like, okay, well, he can't. There might be a chance he can't return to us, and they're like, wait a second. And Luffy gets pissed off because he's like, well, he said he'd come back in his letter, which it would be great if we saw and reread,
Yeah, but Nami points out that it's not so much like he won't return, but he may not be able to actually get back to Zou because the place is a phantom island. The island itself is a living creature. Log posters don't point to it, so it's usually impossible to find. Of course, and they make a kind of. It turned out that they may have made a mistake when they first left Dressrosa, because even though they managed to slip away from Big Mom's group, they allowed them to catch wind of where they were going, like they were heading for Zou. So
Yeah. And as we remember, there was a Zoe creature, a Zoe person, who works for Big Mom, and that's how Big Mom found Zoe.
Yep.
And there was and that's how she found Zoe, and then the Zoe woman was like, "Yep, this is my homeland. Let me do this to me, Mama."
That's not a woman. I don't think that's Pickholmes from Fishman Island, the lion guy, the lion turtle.
I thought it was a guy. I thought it was a girl.
I'm pretty sure it's a guy because it's a lion with a mane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Either way, like Pickholmes is pretty much talking to Big Mom over the phone snail there, saying leave it to him. Zoe is his homeland. And real quick before we got to anything proper on going over the chapter in detail or opinion wise, one theory I saw I like here is that Meeks seem to have some internal or instinctive way of locating Zoe. Because think about it, every single group we've seen like 5 groups go to Zoe so far, and 2 of them have had Minx as part of the group. 2 of them had a Vivre card for Beppo, who was already on the island. Yeah. Okay. And then there's Jack's group. We don't know how they got there. The only one who came after them would presumably have a Vivre card. So I was like, suggest that the Minks have some way of locating Zoe on their own.
Yeah. But we didn't see a Zoe guy, a Zoe person on Jack's group though.
That's my point. They're the exception.
I know. That's like I was like, why is that though? What do you think?
Don't know. I mean, it could be like they were tracking Zoe anyway. That's how they were able to get there. They might have some alternate way of doing it. It's hard to say. I mean, at the very least, it's hard to find Zoe unless you're 1 looking for it and 2 have some way to locate it. So you either need a mink among your crew or a way of tracking a mink who is on the island.
Well, I have an idea. Maybe they have the Bryce's Fear card. Well, no, then they wouldn't find him immediately, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah. And they would know he wasn't on the island. And the whole point there was like Jack didn't care whether he was there or not.
Well, maybe he is on the island, just like in hiding.
Yeah, that would be one thing to consider on there. But like I said, highlight of the chapter for me though was Chopper like taking charge as the doctor.
Yeah.
I guess that was, even if it was just like a little sappy montage there. Like it's always fun to see him actually be in his role as a doctor.
Yeah. I mean, I've always known he was a pretty good doctor anyway.
So I mean, it's just they don't usually highlight that very often.
That's because art. Oh yeah.
Outside of just like, here, let me treat your wounds after you finish fighting the bad guys here. Yeah. That's pretty much the extent of it. But like I said, anytime we see Chopper really throw out his expertise, I like that. Like I said, we have here, like back in Thriller Bark, we had his information like being key to defeating Oars. He contributed to the actual fighting, but not as much as other people. But even so, he's like, with that, because of him, they were able to really bring him down.
I have also checked that Combs is a guy. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, his design makes me think he's a girl.
Probably the curly old lady hair.
Yeah, probably.
Because the mane looks like curly old lady hair.
Yeah, and the clothes too, kind of like push that. Yeah. But yeah, so he says he's gonna come and get everyone. Take care of it.
Yep. And presumably this has to do with why Sanji left. I don't know if he went to turn Caesar over to them or something else went on there.
That's what I think. I think he went. He realized that they can't handle Kaido and Big Mom.
Right. So and with Doflamingo gone, they really have no use for Caesar anymore anyway.
And of course we know that Big Mom's after Caesar, so maybe that's the only way to get her off the island. Because remember, they don't get unlike Jack, they really don't care about. In fact, if anything, Peckhams probably doesn't want to damage Zoe.
Right.
So they're just like, okay, well,
they have incentive to leave it alone if they can get what they want.
My guess is Sanji gave Caesar up, but he went with him just in case.
Yeah.
And maybe to escape the last minute. But she's like, okay, well, we give you Caesar, just don't destroy everything.
Yeah, or they force Sanji to come along and get some kind of collateral. But they did say he wasn't a captive, so I don't know if that would be quite the same thing or not.
Or maybe he's just following Caesar. That's it. Yeah. Maybe he's just following Big Mom, making sure that they keep track of them.
I saw a few posts here and that suggest that maybe it's because Sanji's a cook. Big Mom wants him.
Oh yes, that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it could be a lot of different things. Yeah. Although she's more of a candy person, I don't think she really cares about any other type of food.
Well, he can probably do candy, but at the same time, at this point,
we need to cook for candy.
I said little by little, though, we are getting the idea of just what happened to Sanji here, and Like I said, this is a bit different than what we've seen him do before. Like we don't usually see Oda going back and forth like this, have we?
Yeah, but I still preferred it if we could have seen that letter because they still we basically know what it is. But I mean, it's kind of felt like I felt like the information that they gave the Straw Hats should have all at least the Luffy ones, the ones who were with Luffy should have been given to us as well because now we know it. But in the end, it's just kind of like it wasn't worth the we're not going to tell you what it is and say he left. It's like there's no reason to do that. It was no reason.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's something specific in the letter that's going to be like a big revelation of some kind. Otherwise, the only thing I can think of it being would be like the last time Sanji left a letter for them back in Water 7, which I do love as a scene in general. Do you remember that scene at all?
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, like the big old painted on the wall saying, "Nami, read this. If you're not Nami, you cannot read this. You suck." And then like Nabi takes it like, it's here. If knowing sounds you those of us probably just some lame love letters for the important part to be right about here. P.S. And then all the information is in there. I always thought that was hilarious.
What's interesting is that Sanji is actually my least favorite. I mean, people want Sanji back.
Oh, have you heard? Apparently Oda's got big plans for Sanji this year.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that. This is going to be the year of the Sanji.
Yeah. Frankly, that makes me think of the Game Grumps episode where they mentioned like the year of Luigi, and one guy's response is, "Oh my God, what's happening to him?"
Yeah, but Sanji's actually my least favorite character of the Straw Hats
because he's kind of because well-meaning or not, he tends to be sexist.
What I perceive it to be sexist. I perceive it that way. And also, I think that he does tend to get annoying he gets annoying sometimes because I do tire of his "I love women" type of thing. It's like, dude, shut up, okay? Because and then as well as I just and everything good about him is just like I can find in Zoro, right? So it's just like he's the least interesting one to me. He's a good cook, but I can't taste what he eats, what he makes. So it's like, well, then there's no reason for me. I don't see any reason for me to like him.
Yeah.
I mean, Zoro. I mean, like if I think about it, all the other Straw Hats, there's actually good reason. Nami can control weather. She's a navigator. She's really important, and she's a really cool character. Nico Robin's freaking awesome. She's my second favorite of the Straw Hats.
Yep.
Luffy. I mean, Luffy's Luffy, right?
Yeah.
Tony Chopper. I mean, he is a great doctor. And I love his abilities. Usopp is like that guy who you don't expect much, but he can actually surprise you at the right moment. So
the anti-Chad.
The anti-Chad. Frankie. I mean, Frankie's. I like the fact. I like his shipwrights abilities.
Yeah.
I like how he was hella funny when he was fighting Senor Pink.
Yeah.
So I mean that type of shit's funny too, and he can use the Pacifista cannon or whatever.
Pacifista, the lasers.
Yeah, the lasers, yeah. And then Brook is just like I like Brook. I like this. He's like a walking skeleton. I like his story. I like the fact that he's a musician. I like his Yoho Binks sake.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I never personally had a big problem with Sanji, like just because I've never really had any big issue one way or the other with him. At least the way he. Outside of the whole Enies Lobby not fighting Khalifa thing, which I think is generally acknowledged to be a stupid move for him.
Yeah, it's just like I get that what he's trying to do, and I get what Oda's trying to do, and but at the same time, that if it's just his life on the line, that's fine. If you want to do that chivalry shit, that's fine. But it's not just your life; it's Robin's life and your Screwhead's life, and so your personal feelings cannot, they cannot shadow that. That was my point.
Yeah, which is why everybody, even I think Nami, even acknowledges as that having been a bonehead move.
But she said, but I appreciate it. That last bit I didn't like either. She said, I appreciate. So it's like in the end, it is a boneheaded move, but but I like you better because of it.
Like you're not, at the very least, you're not betraying your principles, but still, it's
but I don't look at it as betraying his principle. I think it's realizing what's really at stake.
Yeah.
It's character development. This is Fate Stay Night stuff. In Fate Stay Night, this is basically it. The main character doesn't want to kill. He wants to save everyone, and he doesn't want to kill everyone. Obviously. But at the end of the day, he has to realize that what I can't save everyone. I can't, and I have to sometimes do what I don't like to save people. And I
think a lot of the big problems with Sanji that he's had as far as a character is because he's been made into such a joke over the last few arcs, like the gigantic nosebleed. I need lady at Sabandi. Yeah. Landing in the worst place possible for him personally.
Yeah. As I said, just one last thing about the Face Night thing. The whole thing was a boy becoming a man. and they really do that well.
Yeah.
And to me, Sanji has not developed the way I wanted him to. And everyone likes him because I guess he's the cool guy who has a cigarette, and he, but and also I don't like his abilities as much. He's a guy who kicks. Okay, fine.
Well, I have generally like that, not so much because just kicking in general, but like how it's justified. So I was kind of like that.
That's cool. I'm just saying, like, in terms comparing it to the rest of the Straw Hats, it's just least interesting for me.
Fair enough. I mean, that same could be said for Zoro until he, like, at the same time he's got like super slashes. So
he goes, but Zoro, but I find swords to be just better than. See, he uses 3 swords though, and he uses different styles of it. So that's what makes it makes it interesting for me. Again, Sanji just kicks really hard and can occasionally turn to fire.
Yeah, we got the Diablo Jambe fire thing going for him now, so that's bumping things up a little bit for him.
Yeah, but Zoro can make his sword black with Haki and cut things that Zoro's better. He's also stronger, so that's new. And he looks cooler.
Yeah. I mean,
there we go.
Yeah. I mean, the whole curly eyebrow thing does get a little weird when you realize that, like, it's like the same on both ends. But it's like, I've got the I do like this chapter overall. Like, it was a pretty interesting, pretty fun chapter overall. It's like hopefully next chapter we'll finally get a lead on just what happened to Sanji exactly and why. I don't think we'll be getting any clues on the whole alive only thing, but at the very least we should start getting some hints as to what happened to him on Zoe. So I'm hoping for that at least.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm saying too. I mean, I'm noticing a lot of fans want Caesar to be part of the Straw Hats. It's not happening, guys.
No.
Come on. It's not happening.
Not unless they enslave him.
Yeah, and Luffy's not the type of guy who to do that.
Yeah.
Law might do that, but that's Law's crew, not him. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah. Jinbei is going to be the new one, guys. Come on. It's pretty.
Yeah. And then there may or may not be someone else after that, depending on how that works out. But because that's always been like a big debate whether Luffy's declaration of wanting 10 guys includes himself.
Well,
so 10 total, or 10 total, or 11 total, basically.
Well, okay. Let's assume it's 11, right?
Yeah.
Then how many are left? 2, 1.
1, because Jinbei would be number 10.
Yeah, then there's no more after that. Is that what we're
or
asking?
Number? Well, actually no. Jinbei would be number 9.
Would he be?
I'm pretty sure here, because if that's part of the debate is the whole numbered person joining chapters. Like Zoro, when Zoro first joined, he was the chapter for that was the first person.
Okay, yeah.
Sanji was the 4th person. Nami was the 2nd person after the Arlong arc.
Well, I think it might actually be including himself because they're really hyping the 10th member. They're really hyping him up.
Well, that's the thing. Though, I don't think those chapter going by the chapter titles, they don't include Luffy.
Yeah.
Like for Usopp was 3rd, Frankie is 7. We haven't gotten them for Chopper or Robin yet. Brook was 8th.
Yeah, but they're saying that the 10th guy will be a boss character.
Well, Jinbei was a boss. Well, Jinbei is a boss. He's called Boss Jinbei.
That's why I'm saying Jinbei. But what I'm also saying is that if they're hyping him so much, I feel like it wouldn't, like, the 11th would just seem like a downtime unless it's like an emperor. That would never happen, by the way. But I think it's gonna stop after 10. I don't.
Yeah.
I think they're hyping it up way too much to be the last guy.
I don't think there's really been much hype one way or the other. We just know Jinbei's going to join at some point.
Not in the manga, but like outside of it, in interviews and in like what he's hinting at it. Oh, it's gonna be a boss character. I'm waiting for it. Jinbei is gonna be there, but at the same time, he's like, oh, he's not actually going to join it immediately. He's gonna have to take care of this first, so we're gonna wait a little more. So yeah. But I mean, if it's the problem is like if it's someone else, I mean, who would it be, right?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be Marco? The problem is like the guy
Weevil.
has to have. Sorry?
Weevil, the new warlord.
Oh no, it's not.
I know.
But the first time we understand that he has to have chemistry with the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
Right?
Which Jinbei does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what Jinbei's Jinbei's. We know, we're pretty sure he's gonna be joining in.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, if there's an 11th member, who would it be? And it's gonna have to be a character that we have not seen yet. It'd be hilarious. You know what would be hilarious? If it's Kuzan.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be too awkward though now.
Yeah. Very probably. I can see him becoming at least an ally though.
No. I can see it as an ally. Well, same thing with Boa Hancock and like the rest of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. I mean, like Luffy has a lot of allies. I bet at the end of the day, you might even say the Crocodile could help out. You know, if the conditions work out. You know. So yeah, I think it's gonna end at 10. I think it's gonna end at Jinbei.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, with the amount of time they had to split between the 10 Star Hats, adding an 11th member would be like a little too much, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Dressrosa fiasco like kind of demonstrates how hard it can be to manage a lot of characters at once.
Yeah, he had to manage a lot of characters, and so he had to cut off like half of the crew just to do that.
Yeah.
He wanted to concentrate on the gladiators. So if you're gonna do that at an 11th character, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I don't know. So, yeah, it's gonna have to be Jinbei.
Yep.
That's what I think.
No, actually, here before we wrap up, there's one more thing I want to kind of mention to you here. On the go back to the montage, specifically page 15.
Yeah.
Go back down to the bottom right, like the panel with Nami on the bottom right. Yeah. Like you see how like you see Dogstorm there, like with being treated by Chopper. We also see like Wanda there, kind of like fretting.
Yeah.
I said that's the second time we've seen something like that because he also like glomped him when we first saw Dogstorm the first time.
Okay, so she probably likes him. Okay.
Well, that or there's a connection between them, like maybe like a familial relationship, family relationship.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I remember like One Piece podcast. I think was at least wondering if they might have the same kind of Lego genetics thing that the Fistmen have. So I don't know.
What kind of genetics?
Well, basically, with Fistmen is like it doesn't matter if like what kind of Fistman, or if it's like a Fistman and a mermaid, or mermaid and merman, or what have you. Like your turtle could be like any one thing. So they don't. That's why they don't like put much stock in appearance or things like that. Because if two Fistmen, like Fistman and Fistwoman, give birth to a mermaid child, then that just means that somewhere in their bloodline was a mermaid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, well, in this case, they're both dogs. So I mean, I can make a lot of statements.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like there's like a room for assumption right there, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wait. Anything else to add, or we're good?
I wonder if Panda Man came from this place.
You know, that guy could actually believe that now. I mean, it depends on how much is Panda and how much is Man.
You know what's funny is if he doesn't make any appearance in this at all. You know, like, doesn't he like appear at least like once every like 100 or something? How often does he appear?
It's not any set time. He just whenever he slips in. Like, and he's even slipped in as a Amazon Lily.
Wow.
Well, Panda Woman in that case, but still.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be ironic if he doesn't appear at all because of that.
Yeah.
You know, too easy. You know, too easy.
Yep.
Do you think he's gonna appear as like a celestial dragon?
Panda dragon?
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, we actually point out that I really don't believe that they have true power. I think they're just spoiled brats of the government.
Well, they have political power, which is close enough in this case.
I think it's the Elder Stars who actually control everything because they know everything too. They have knowledge. Remember that Korosan, even though he was a warm noble, a celestial dragon, he didn't know everything that had to do with the D. Whereas it seemed like the Elder Stars know, and yeah. I think knowledge is power. And I mean, like remember, if the celestial dragon gets punched, who is there to enforce it? The Marines. Who controls the Marines? Basically, the Elder Stars.
Yeah.
So I think it's the Elder Stars who are. And you know what I think? I think maybe the Elder Stars are celestial dragons themselves, but they're like the smartest of them. Because the problem is the celestial dragons are so spoiled that there's no way they could handle the government because they're too naive. Like they wouldn't know how to handle people, you know. So it just seems to me that they're really spoiled brats, and the government lets them be in charge as like a symbol, you know. Because they're descendants of the original people who made the Goro government, so it would make sense that the Goro government just lets them be because they represent the power in a symbolic sense. But the real brains are the 5 Elder Stars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much doubt about that part of it. Like they pretty much are sitting there in their ivory towers, just lording themselves over people.
Yeah. There's no way they would have enough experience in life to be able to be an actual threat, other than just them being spoiled. The real threat, in my opinion, are the five elder stars, because they know what they're doing. They plan everything. They make the decisions, and they seem to know way more than anyone else. You know, so okay.
Yeah, so I don't really have much to add to that from what we've already been kind of going over here. So I guess we'll leave it there for the moment. Like I said, that's been our review of One Piece chapter 811. Let's see here. Did I say the title before, actually? I can't remember now if I actually said the title or not, but it's not chapter 811 of One Piece, Roko. Okay, I just hear Roko. Okay. Yeah, chapter 811 of One Piece, Roko. Go ahead and take us away.
Hi.